Hello, welcome back to another episode of IELTS Speaking Conquest. I am Duy. Our topic for today is countryside. Let's get started. In the first part, I will ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about the countryside. Do you often visit the countryside? Well, just every once in a while. I live mainly in the city, so there are a lot of responsibilities for me. I find it difficult to make time to travel to the country. Do you think walking in the countryside is better than walking in the city? Definitely yes. In the countryside, there is more space and the atmosphere is more peaceful. Also, the air quality is fresher than in urban areas. So I suppose a walk in the countryside would be much more enjoyable. Do you have family or friends living in the countryside? Yes, I do. My relatives live in the northern part of Vietnam in the countryside. They don't have a hectic schedule, so every time I meet them, I feel a lot of peace and happiness. Who do you visit in the countryside? Whenever I have the chance, the first people that I will usually pay a visit to are my relatives. They belong to my mom's family. Because they live there, it creates a good excuse for my family to drop by the countryside every now and then. Now, in the second part, I would like you to talk for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? Now, I would like you to describe an enjoyable experience you had in the countryside. Okay, I'm going to talk about an unforgettable experience I had when visiting the countryside. It was a trip with my family to Cornwall. We went there last summer when I had a chance to invite my parents and brother to London. So it was a 4-day, 3-night trip. We departed from London and stayed in local hotels. The trip was unforgettable to me because it gave me an escape from the hustle and bustle of London life, and I could watch the landscape of the UK in wonder. When we arrived in Cornwall, we visited many breathtaking sceneries such as the beach, the cliffs, and the country houses. The first destination that we went to was St. Ives Beach. There, we could enjoy the experience of the pristine sea with its fresh air. And the landscape of St. Ives Beach resembled that of the Mediterranean Sea, with the beach at the bottom, the mountain on the side, and the road leading down to the beach twisting around the mountain. Our next stop for the trip was Land's End, which was the westernmost part of the United Kingdom. So there were many tall and vertical cliffs, beyond which was the Atlantic Ocean. On the other side of the ocean was America, and there we were at Land's End. The wind was so strong, the air was the freshest that I had ever breathed. There were many cliffs on the sea, and we could see the whole skyline of Cornwall. Then we took a leisurely stroll along the coastal path. The scenery could never escape my mind. Our last spot for the trip was the country houses. So as we went exploring Cornwall, we came across a lot of unique houses. They were built in the style of not ancient but modern, with the predominant white color. And each house represented an attitude of its own. Some houses had flowers, while others were all colorful. The street we were walking on was sliding up the hill, and along the way there were many farms with round haystacks lying on the field. To this day, I still vividly remember our trip to Cornwall. Now in the final part, I would like to ask you some general questions related to this topic. What are the advantages of living in the countryside? Certainly, a rural life has plenty of benefits to offer. The first one that comes to my mind is simple living. Many people choose to migrate from urban areas to rural ones because of the desire to downshift to a less stressful life. This new peaceful lifestyle gives them a chance to focus on their personal values and fulfillment. This has been the ongoing trend in industrial societies such as the US, the UK, and Australia. What are the disadvantages of living in the countryside? Living in rural areas has its own negatives. The biggest disadvantage is the lack of conveniences of city life. At night, there are virtually very few forms of entertainment like shopping malls, bars, restaurants, and musical concerts. So, when people feel the need to go to crowded places to mix up their daily routine, the countryside is unable to satisfy that need. A country life is geared towards peace and calm, so living in the countryside is unattractive to those wanting an active lifestyle. What kinds of people live in the countryside? Let me see various types of people choose to live in the country. The first type is the elderly who prefer to lead a tranquil life. For those people, they love the peace and tranquility of the surroundings so that they can focus more on enjoying their lives and less on dealing with the stress of city life. They want to live life to the full and not rush it away. Another kind of people could be wealthy individuals who want a change of lifestyle. They could, for example, opt for a vacation house in the farm or near the beach to live with nature. Okay, so that's the end of our topic for today, the countryside. I hope it's useful for you. See you later.